All of us make plenty of decisions every day. What to wear, what to eat, how to reply to that email. Hundreds of choices, big and small. Do you know, most of those decisions aren't as rational as we would like to believe. They are quietly shaped by mental shortcuts called cognitive biases. Today, let us explore how these biases sneak into our daily life. And more importantly, how can we catch them in the action itself? Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit that button. And if this resonates, give it a like and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. The first bias would be confirmation bias. It's like echo chambers. Confirmation bias is the heavyweight among the biases. This is our brain's tendency to favor information that agrees with what we already believe. Imagine this. You are convinced that a certain diet is the best one for you. You will be clicking on every article praising it and scroll right past to the ones that are against it or criticizing that particular diet. That is how an echo chambers are built. The similar way, this particular bias helps us to agree with the things that we already aware of. How can we deal with this particular bias? Next time when you are researching, force yourself to read one source that disagrees with you, and it may feel uncomfortable at first, but it is the fastest way to expand your perspective. The second bias that I would like to talk about is called the angering bias. This is also called as the first impression trap. The first number or the fact that you see becomes a mental anchor in this particular bias, even if that number or the fact is irrelevant. Let us understand it with an example. Imagine you are shopping for a phone. The first phone that comes to your notice is the one which is costing approximately 20,000 rupees. Suddenly, another phone which may cost somewhere between 15,000 or 17,000, you may see or feel it as a good bargain or a better deal to take, even if the 15,000 or the 17,000 phone is overpriced. Now, how do we deal with this particular bias? Before deciding on anything, ask yourself, am I judging this particular object based on its actual value or just comparing to the first thing or the number that I saw earlier? This question can save you money as well as stress. The third bias that I would like to talk about is called availability bias. This can be simply talked about as when memory distorts reality. This happens when we judge how likely something is based on how we easily recall examples. Now, let us expand this with an example. We hear about a plane crash on news. Suddenly, we feel flying is very dangerous, even though statistically it is far safer than road travel. How can it build this particular bias? Whenever fear kicks in, check the actual numbers or the statistics. Facts often tell a very different story than what your memory does to you immediately. The next bias that I would like to talk about is the spotlight effect, or nobody is watching that closely. Ever walked into a room and thought everyone noticed your mistake? That is called the spotlight effect. We overestimate how much people pay attention to us. Actually, most people are too busy thinking about themselves. How can we deal with this particular bias? Next time you feel embarrassed, remind yourself, I am not the center of everyone's universe. That thought alone can ease anxiety and help you move on. The next that I would like to talk about is stereotyping and attribution errors, or judging too quickly. Biases just don't affect us. They shape how we judge others. We stereotype or we commit attribution errors, assuming someone's behavior reflects their personality instead of their actual situation. Let's look at it with an example. Imagine one of your colleagues missed a deadline. You might think that that person is lazy. In reality, that person might be dealing with a family issue rather than being lazy. How can we fix this? Before judging, pause and ask, could there be another explanation than you already thought? That small moment builds empathy and prevents unfair assumptions. Now let us look at some of the practical toolkits. Can we eliminate biases totally? Not really. They are built into how our brain works. However, we can manage them quite effectively. Now, I would like to talk about 3 habits that I usually practice. Number 1, slow down big decisions. Biases thrive when we do things in a hurry or when we rush. Whenever we have to take a big decision, take a breath, gather more information, reflect, and slow the decision. The second habit could be seek diverse or different perspectives. Talk to people who think differently than you. It is uncomfortable, but it is the antidote to echo chambers. Thirdly, check the data. Whether it's health, money, or safety, numbers often reveal the truth behind our own impressions. Practice these and you will not only make smarter choices but also build stronger relationships and reduce stress. So, next time you catch yourself saying, I just know this is true, please ask, is this my brain's shortcut talking? Biases may be invisible, but once you learn how to spot them, you will see them in your behavior or thinking every time. In your conversations, in headlines that you watch on TV, even in our own thoughts. And that awareness gives us power. The power to choose more wisely, live more calmly, and connect more deeply. Dear friends, thank you for tuning in. And if this resonated, share it with someone who could use a reminder that our brilliant brains sometimes play tricks with us.